Welcome to my Your Pretty Pennies. Or no, actually, I'm on my Tara Jones-Williamson page. I am actually presenting my financial goal setting workshop. So this is going to be awesome. So you'll get to hear me present and also take some notes. So if you are watching the replay,
And
hey
we
girl, hey.
begin in 5.
So, and you can also find the replay on my
Okay.
Facebook page at Your
Select
Pretty Pennies.
page
But
button
you'll
to
start
share
hearing
the page.
them about to present, um, present me as a speaker. This is a virtual workshop. So we're just getting
It's
ready.
getting ready to start.
Welcome everyone to our next edition. All right, welcome everyone to our next edition of the Red Couch. Now, unfortunately, we're not at the Red Couch today. We at my office desk, but we go rock and roll. I am your favorite Delta Diva, Trinice Hills, and we welcome you all this evening to a very informative Red Couch. Today we talking about money and how we going to save money, how do we handle money, and we have a really good guest that has experience of how she got her own self out of debt and how she's going to help you guys learn how to do the same. So we have Tyra Jones-Williamson, and she's a financial success coach and lifestyle designer who is dedicated to helping women slay their financial and lifestyle goals. Over 10 years ago, she created and executed a plan to allow her to press reset and go from financial struggle and failure to financial success and freedom. With her daughter on her lap, she has paid over $60,000 as of debt as a single mother. She then launched her Your Pretty Pennies, an online financial lifestyle brand where
It's
she
on me, you
educates
ladies. It's
and
on
empowers
me.
women to move
I'm on mute
from
on this
making
side,
more
and
poor
they can't see me.
financial
So
choices to using their income to manifest their best lives. She is also the author of The Ultimate Financial Planner and the creator of the Financial Reset.
if you're just joining, I'm doing a live workshop. I'm on mute right now, so just to let y'all know.
Wonderful children.
So join us.
She's not doing being a mother and a wife. She is coaching, speaking, and she's doing everything that she can do to help people like you and I live a financial debt-free life. So I am excited to have, and she's a soror, Tyra Jones-Williamson. I'm going to turn it over to you, Sarah.
Hi, good evening. I'm Tara Jones-Williamson, and actually, I'm not a soror. Just a little fun fact. No worries, no worries.
Well, look, we might put you in.
Listen, y'all might convince me. I've been thinking about it. I have a lot of friends who would be your soror, so I'm thinking about it. But thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for the welcoming introduction and all that you've done so far. This is awesome. I'm so excited to be presenting to your chapter and to the community that you serve. And so I just thank you so much to you, Trinice. Do you want me to just go ahead and take over from now? All right, so we are going to jump right into the financial goal setting workshop. And as I am pulling this up, please excuse me if I cough or if I have a little sniffle. There has been a bug that's been going around my house, and so I was the last one to get it. And so hopefully we are done with being sick, right? For the rest of the season, we are done with being sick. But yeah, I do have a little cough left over. And so as Trinice so eloquently introduced me, I'm Tara Jones-Williamson. I am a financial success coach and a lifestyle designer. I have been a mother of for 10 years, a single mother for 10 years. And during that time, I was able to pay off over $60,000 in less than 2 years. I became a wealth building woman during that span as well, and launched the Your Pretty Pennies brand. I then went on to become a full-time entrepreneur, and now I am married with 3 children. I got married right before COVID, right at February 2020. Yes, and I think some of us even had COVID and didn't even know that we had it. We were just muddling through until like everything shut down right after our wedding. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And so I can be reached at Your Pretty Pennies all across the internet. So yourprettypennies.com, Your Pretty Pennies on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the places. All right. So let's jump right into this workshop. Okay, there we go. So I created the financial goal setting workshop as a part of my journey of paying off over $60,000 in less than 2 years. One thing that I realized is that in order for me to be successful at achieving my financial goals, I had to start with one, and I had to get extremely clear on exactly, what I was going to do first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, right? Oftentimes we find ourselves overwhelmed when it comes to finances because we could get bogged down with which financial goal we should be working on first, right? And so I'm just a big proponent of taking a bite out of that cake one piece at a time to remove the overwhelm and to remove the stress, okay? And so how I get to the point of deciding which financial goal I'm going to work on, excuse me, I didn't even grab my notes. Which financial goal I'm going to work on, the first step that I do is I create what is called a personal vision statement. All right, now, y'all may not have heard of this. If you're new to me, you probably never heard of a personal vision statement. But if you're not new to me and you have heard of my talks before, before I do anything, a financial or lifestyle goal, I create a personal vision statement for myself at the top of every year. This is huge because I've worked with hundreds of women, and I've put myself through the journey of attaining financial success, right? Nobody is out here trying to attain financial freedom just for the sake of attaining it. We all want a lifestyle that we're trying to achieve. And we're trying to use financial freedom, debt freedom, paying off our credit cards, upgrading our home, doing those renovations or house, whatever it is that we're using our money for. We want to use our income to create the lifestyle we desire. So the first thing that you need to do is identify the said lifestyle that you desire, right? So I just wanted to take a moment and realize, what is your personal vision statement? Now, let's break down the word personal vision statement. The word personal. Personal means that it is only affecting you and it belongs to you. Oftentimes in the social media age, we are constantly focused on what somebody else is driving, what somebody else is doing, what debt somebody else is paying off, what goals somebody else is achieving. It is time for us to get back to ourselves and really get clear and focused on, what is it do I really want? What does Trinice really want? What does Wanda really want? What does Tara really want in 2023 and beyond? No more are we looking around at our neighbors, our peers, our coworkers, our sorors, and saying, well, they got something nice, I want that. We need to get back to exactly what we want. What do we want our finances to look like? What do we want our lifestyle to look like, right? So I want you to remember that this is personal, and you need to create a vision for yourself. Personal vision statement. So the vision is taking something that's in your mind and actualizing it in person. That is the goal of the personal vision statement, right? It is going to be you creating a document, and it's going to be a document, right? In a minute, I'll tell you what all that needs to be included. It's going to be a 10-part thing to where you're going to identify everything you want to see happen in your life. And like I said, I like to break things down year by year. So in the next 12 months, what do you want to see in your life so you can align your finances with it? This is so key because this is what keeps you on track to managing your money well. So when you get a moment, I want you to sit down, get some coffee, get some tea, get some wine, get some rosé, whatever it is that you like to unwind with. And I want you to think about these 10 areas of your life, and what do you want to see for yourself in these areas? In your spirituality, in your health and fitness, in your emotional health, in your area of personal development, in your intimate relationships. Now, for me, intimate relationships means the people in your household. So your husband, your spouse, your children, your niece and your nephew, your foster children, your adopted children, anybody that you dwell within a household with, that is your intimate relationships, okay? And then your finances, your business/career, giving, friends and family. Again, that's extended family, like your parents, your grandparents, your cousins, your niece, your nephew, your in-laws, and then also fun and hobbies. Do not skip this step. This step 1 is important because you got to remember that you need some type of motivation and inspiration to manage your money well. I don't know, by a show of hands, and this is like a rhetorical question, right? You don't actually have to show your hands. How many of us have tried to budget? How many of us have tried to save? How many of us have tried to pay off debt? How many of us have tried to get out of credit card debt, tried to tackle those student loans, and then you lose steam? You're losing steam because you really don't have any desire or force or anything compelling or intriguing behind you that's really going to keep you on track to achieving that financial goal. But if you think about it and say, okay, I'm paying off debt because I want to make sure I can give more to my church. And the less that I have going out in debt payments, the more I can give, or the more I can serve to my community, or the more I can grow in my business. I can reinvest in my business and grow and scale my business, right? Or the more yoga classes I can take. I'm a Peloton lover. Find me on Peloton at Your Pretty Penny, period. I love my Peloton classes. I love the Peloton equipment. So right now I have a bike. I have a tread on my list, and I also have the rower, right? The reason why I manage money well is so when those opportunities come for me to buy more workout equipment, I have the money. Another thing, I have 3 children now. I want them to go to college, or if they start a business after high school, I want to be able to set them up well by the time they get there, right? So I'm managing money, not just for the sake of paying off debt, not just for the sake of, oh, okay, I paid off $6,000. Why did I do it? It's not just about me, and it's not just about that financial goal. It's about the lifestyle I'm trying to create, all right? So then step 2, we're going to create smart financial goal statements. So after you take a moment, get your journal, write out step 1, what do I desire to experience in each and every one of these areas of my life. Step number 2, we're going to extract the financial goal that you set in there. And we're going to just talk about, we're going to identify the first goal that you should work on. And remember, if you are able to achieve more than one goal per year, that's great. But we're going to talk about just one. We're going to give ourselves bite-sized pieces to where it's specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time sensitive. That's what smart financial goal statements mean. Okay? Specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time sensitive. All right. So let's go in an example. So let's say in your in step 1, you wrote down that you really want to be debt free. You really want to have a nice nest egg of savings, and you really want to pay off your mom's home. Right. Let's say if that was in the financial category that you had for step 1. All right, so now you got to identify which one is most important right now. Which one should be step 1 right now? As a financial success coach, I always advise individuals to start off with having $2,000 in savings. So that way, anytime any little small issue comes up, oh, the kids need money for a field trip. Oh, the hot water heater went out. Okay, I need a new water pump on my car. Whatever, you have some money set aside to handle any financial emergency that comes up while you're tackling the next financial goal, right? So I always say your first financial goal is to have some money in savings, and then the next one can be up to you. If you want to start paying off massive amounts of debt, do that. If you want to start saving for a down payment up above and beyond your emergency fund, do that, right? But the first thing is we should all have some money set aside for any opportunities, any type of issues that may arise in the near future, all right? So I gave an example here on the screen, and it's an example about paying off student loan debt. Again, invisibly raise your hand if you have student loan debt. We all have been plagued with it. probably more, probably more than $10 to $20 to $30,000, right? And some of us have even more than that. So I know this is going to be a realistic example for a lot of people. So when you are creating a goal statement, I want it to be specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time sensitive. Now, as you can see, I'm not saying create a financial goal. We are going to create a financial goal statement, meaning it's going to have some meat to it. We're not just writing down one thing. We're writing down something that is going to be so robust that we can be able to run with it. We know exactly what we're going to do within the next 12 months. Here's the example. I will pay at least $2,000 towards my Sallie Mae student loan during the next, I have during and within, I need to correct that, during the next 12 months. I will pay an extra $167 per month on top of my minimum payment. I will work an extra 5 hours per week at my job to increase my monthly income to cover the extra debt payment. Now, as you can see, that goal statement is specific. It knows how much money I'm planning on saving or how much money I'm paying towards debt within the next 12 months. It shows I'm giving myself 12 months, so it's time sensitive, it's measurable, it has a $2,000 amount, actionable. I'm showing what can I do to make sure this goal becomes a reality. So I'm not just writing down, I want to be debt free. I'm not just writing down, I want to pay off debt. I'm not writing down, I want to tackle that credit card. Which credit card? How much do you want to pay within 12 months? And what are you going to do and or not do to ensure that you can tackle this financial goal? Now, we can also flip this. Like I just said, everybody should have at least $2,000 in the bank. Let's say if your first financial goal is to save $2,000, we can flip this and say, I will pay at least, or I will save at least $2,000 in my, I'm thinking of what I have, Navy Federal savings account within the next 12 months. I will contribute an extra $167 to this separate savings account, and I will work an extra 5 hours per week to increase my monthly income to make sure I save this $2,000 over the next 12 months, right? And again, you can make this shorter or longer. You can make that amount bigger or smaller. The only thing that I did is I divided $2,000 by 12. But if you want to say $2,000 in 6 months, you just divide that by 6 and you'll get how much you need to put aside every month, right? So let me know in the comments if this is making sense. And guys and ladies, if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the chat. We do have some moderators that will absolutely address that comment when we will have time for Q&A at the end, okay? So don't feel like you have to hold on to that question. Just drop it either in Zoom in the chat box, or you could drop it in the comment section on Facebook or on YouTube. All right. Step number 3, add the financial goal to your monthly budget. Now I know, everybody like, here goes this budget word. But when I tell you, once I reassociated with how I felt about monthly budgeting and what the word budget means to me, it was a game changer, right? Individuals, and this is what I've seen, I've been in business for 8 years, all right? So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying, individuals who typically manage their money according to a financial plan, which is all a budget is, it's just a financial plan, they are 8 times more likely to achieve any financial goal or lifestyle goal that they set versus those who just spend as soon as they get income. So if that just don't inspire you to start creating a spending plan, you can call it a spending plan or you can call it a budget, I don't know what will, right? All a monthly budget, and I use and promote the zero-based budget, where just get out a sheet of paper, you write your income at the top, your anticipated income, and then you write down all your monthly expenses, and then you minus your income minus expenses. And if you have money left over, you got to give that money a job to do. If you are in the negative, so let's say your income minus your expenses equals negative $200. Well, you've over budgeted $200. And so that means that you need to decrease your expenses and or increase your income. Now, I'm a proponent of both. So when you look at your monthly budget and you like, oh, this number is negative. When I calculate, when the math start mathing, this number is negative. something ain't right, I'm going to see about increasing my income. Remember, we went back to the example before in step number 2, where we were talking about during that goal statement, ways that you can increase your income to make sure you achieve that financial goal. This is what I'm talking about, because you don't want your budget to be in a negative, right? You got to have money to set it, to be able to throw at a financial goal, right? So your income minus expenses should equal either a positive or negative number. And then you're not done yet. If you have a positive number, give that money a job to do, which should be your financial goal. So that way your monthly, your zero-based budget goes to 0, right? And so if you can see my screen, one thing that I advise individuals is say, give 10%, save 10%, pay all of your monthly expenses, and whatever is left over, put that towards the financial sub goal that you just created in step 2, and then your budget will equal 0, okay? Just for the sake of numbers, let's say if you have an income, or let's say, you give, okay, I'm just trying to make this easy. So let's say your income is $4,000, right? So if your income is $4,000, you will give $400, you'll save $400, you'll pay all your monthly expenses, and then the monthly expenses minus that 400, whatever is left over, that's what you put towards your financial goal. And then so when you do your income minus your expenses, including that financial sub goal, including that saving, including that giving, you'll equal 0. All right, does that make sense? And just to let you know, I do have tools and tips at yourprettypennies.com/shop, where I have the financial planner that can absolutely help you with this. And also I have a zero-based budget template on there to where you could just plug and play all the numbers and it'll create your budget for you. All right, step number 4. Now, just like step number 1, step number 4 is equally as important. I always say, money management is 80% mindset and 20% skill. Meaning you can learn, anybody can learn how to manage money. Anybody can learn how to create a budget. Anybody can learn how to open up a savings and checking account. Anybody can learn how to move money from one account to the other. What are you doing after you create that budget? What are you doing before you create that budget? So step number 1, we are really working on mindset and motivation. And step number 4, which is check in and track your progress at least monthly. This is huge because your financial plan doesn't work unless you do. So oftentimes we'll create the monthly budget, right? We'll write it down and say, this is how much I'm spending on groceries. This is how much I'm spending on kids' clothes. This is how much I'm spending in all these areas. This budget looks great. But then you get up from your home office desk or your work desk where you created that budget and you go manage money opposite of what you written down on your plan, right? And give me a invisible hand raise if that's you. It was me too at one point, right? And so you got to make sure that the amount of money you allocated to each of these categories coincides with what you're actually doing in real life. That means you can't just go blow money up in Target, right? Just because you feel like it or just because your boss stressed you out. You can't give in to all the Instagram ads when somebody got a new purse. For me right now, it's Coach. Coach keeps showing me all these cute little handbags or boots. And I don't know how they know, but they be knowing that I'm obsessed with handbags and boots, I guess. And so for me, I constantly, every day, have to make a active, proactive choice to say, you know what? I do have the money in my bank account to buy this. I do have the income to afford whatever I want. However, I've already allocated all my money for the month. If I want this purse, I'm going to need to wait until next month to where I include it in my budget, because if I don't, my financial goal won't get achieved. My financial sub goal won't get hit this month. And so let's say if I had a savings goal, well, if I had a savings goal of putting $1,000 in savings this month or $100 in savings this month or $50 in savings this month, but instead I bought a new handbag, I'm going to be off track of my financial goal. And I guarantee you, back in step one, none of us are writing down, we wanted this exact Coach handbag. We wanted this exact pair of boots. We wanted that shirt, right? We just want it in the moment because it looks cute. But that's not on our big goal list. And so we got to constantly remember to check in daily, weekly, and monthly with our financial plan, aka budget, to make sure we are staying on track. That is the game changer. All right, and step number 5 is to create monthly money rituals and routines to ensure you hit your finish line. Now, I created some products and things like that on my website because I know people needed help in this area. I was trying to tell individuals to do this. Again, I've been doing this for 8 years and it hasn't been working. And so recently I created the budgeting bundle boxes and also the financial affirmation workbook, because those are the 2 things that I really do ritualistically that really helps me with my mindset and with the execution of my financial goals. So for me, financial and lifestyle affirmations are very important. Again, you don't have to buy any of the products that you see on your screen or on my website. On all of my social media channels, I post financial affirmations daily. And even on my personal pages, I post like just lifestyle affirmations, because I truly believe that, to overcome the past financial issues that we have, some of that guilt and shame, some of that frustration we had around money, that we need to give ourselves new things to believe. We need to give ourselves new words to ruminate on in our minds. And so the reason why I like to use financial affirmations that are based on biblical principles is because it helps me, block out those negative thoughts that come up, and they still do come up. I am 10 plus years into my financial journey and they still arise. I still sometimes doubt myself, right? There's still negative messaging that comes in and out of my head, and I have to combat those things with some good financial principles, habits, thoughts, actions, words that helps me override all of that. All right. And so those are the 5 tips that I have for you in order to achieve a financial goal in 12 months or less. Please let me know in the comments. Even if you don't have a question, let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you were able to follow along, and also let me know what you're going to be doing to ensure that in 2023 and beyond, you achieve at least one of your financial goals. All right. So now we are officially open for questions.
Miss Tara, I have a question.
All right.
I struggle with keeping myself accountable. Like I have my husband, we'll talk about what we want financially for our future, but of course what my goals and his goals may be different. Of course we want the same things, but how we go about getting it. How do I stay accountable during my financial journey?
You and your husband can hold each other accountable. You need somebody. If you are not a good person, and that's me, I am not great at holding and keeping myself accountable. If it's up to me, I can talk myself into something very easily. I can talk myself into buying something I know I should not be buying, or doing something I should not be doing. And so I have people outside of me who are very straightforward with me, including my husband and also my sister. And then I have a best friend named Mary. Hey girl, hey. That will absolutely say, but you said you was trying to save this amount of money this month for this thing. You didn't tell me that you wanted to buy new furniture for the house. You didn't tell me that you were trying to loan somebody some money, right? You didn't tell me you were trying to do all these other things. I think you need to readjust and put whatever it is that you're trying to do that's extra from what you said you wanted to do. Just put that on your list for later and come back to it. But you absolutely need somebody to hold you accountable and say, hey, did you do your financial plan for this month? Hey, did you do your budget for this month? Did you transfer that money over into your savings? Like, I don't think you should just rely on yourself to be able to do that.
I have another question. I have friends of mine, co-workers, and we have had conversations in the past about, do you think it's wise for couples to share accounts, have separate accounts? Like, because I've heard some people say they rather keep all their money in one pot. Then I've heard people say, well, He has his own, I have my own, we have one together. What do you think is the best way?
So I think
that?
the best way is the way that will promote peace, promote unity, and will decrease conflict. And so I say that to say it is not as simple as this is one way to do it. You have to identify who you are as individuals, what stage of your marriage you're in, how much trust is there so far. If one person, and you got to look at yourself, if you have been untrustworthy, and now you're talking about some hubby, let's put our stuff together, and he like, no, you gonna spend all the money, that ain't gonna work, right? And so you got to realize where you are. I will use myself as an example. When we've been married for about almost 3 years, right? My husband and I. When I first got married, I was listening to other people and they said, put all your money in one pot. This is your money, right? So when I got married, I'm like, okay, hubby, let's put all our stuff in one pot. Like where our checking and savings account? We don't need no extra stuff, nothing. We pay ourselves from that pot. And he was like, my husband has been married. He was married previously. Whatever happened with him in the previous marriage, he comes with that. Me and my 10 years plus of being a single mother, I bring that in, right? And so we have to meet each other where we are. He wasn't ready to commingle funds yet. So at that time, I said, cool, you're not ready to commingle funds? You handle this, I handle this. From your account, I handle this from my account. We can come together and we can talk about finances. We could talk about our financial goal. We could talk about things that need to be paid off, because together, my car was already paid off. He had a car that was almost paid off, and then he ended up acquiring another car, trading that car in, and then we paid off his car together, but we did it with separate accounts. You know what I'm saying? So, and I had to relinquish that control, because I was like, no, everybody says you got to commingle accounts, and you got to have one account, but it did not work for us. I won't say that we will never get to that place, but I'm just saying it depends on where you are in your journey. If you can trust that other person, if trust needs to be established first. I honestly believe my husband was like, okay, let me see how you manage money first. Let me see how this is going to go first before we do all of that. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it's just a conversation of, hey, honey, this is a plan that I would like for us to try. And he's like, oh, I never even knew you wanted to do that. Okay, let's do it. And then y'all can manage money together. But yeah, you can absolutely have separate accounts and one joint account, have one major account, and then y'all have little sub accounts to where all the income comes in one pot from both of you, and then y'all pay, your own spending money out from that account to your own personal banks. It is so many ways to do it. In my opinion, the best way is a way that's going to promote peace and is going to promote productivity between you two. And if that means y'all got to keep your accounts separate and just come in and compare after the fact, so be it. If it means y'all get one pot and one person manages the money, so be it. If y'all got one pot and both of y'all manage the money, so be it. I don't think you should be dictated by what somebody else is doing.
Thank you for that answer. Anyone else? We're going to open it up for more questions. You can drop it in the Facebook chat, or you can drop it here, ladies, in the Zoom chat. We have a few more minutes for some questions.
Yes, and I do see my friend Diaisha. I did share this on my social media, and so Diaisha popped in. So hey, girl, hey. She said, I'm so happy you are doing this, because I literally said I was going to inbox you to help me with my finances. I'm so glad that you popped in. Oftentimes we kind of put the finances on the back burner, but unfortunately we live in a capitalistic society where, if you're not managing money well, you're going to get left behind in a lot of areas of your life. And so you might as well just take dominion, take authority in this area, learn financial principles, learn biblical financial principles, and you will find yourself being able to thrive in all areas of your life. Like, unfortunately, we live in a day where we can't just ignore our finances and hope everything will be okay. We got to create a plan for it.
I agree with that, because I find when I'm less stressed when money isn't an issue.
Yep.
And you're happier around your family. It feels like when money isn't an issue, everything else in your life starts flourishing.
Yes.
And so I get excited when I pay off like certain bills, or oh, I paid this one off, I can move to something else. So it does give you confidence in other areas of your life when money isn't a struggle.
Oh yeah, I'm actually reading a book. Do I have it down here? I don't know where to be. It's a book by Rachel Rogers, and it's called We Should All Be Millionaires. So We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. If you get a chance, read that. That book, and I'm getting goosebumps, is so transformative because it really just talks about the plight of women in America and how we have been, systemically oppressed, since the beginning of the evolution of the Americas, and how we can overcome that and create and make money, whether you're a housewife, whether you work 9 to 5, whether you're a full-time business owner, whether you're a part-time owner. Like, every woman should have income coming in and should know how to manage money well. And it don't have to take so much time and energy out your day to do it. And so I really love that book because I'm great at managing money, and I do want to teach on home-based business and things like that. I'm going to start doing that in the new year. But I mean, she just lays it out so well. So, and it's on audio, so you can do an audio book or you can do a physical book. We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. It's amazing. It's a Black woman, black curly-haired, thick woman who looks just like us, talking about how she transformed her mindset and how she transformed her life to make way to increase her income and also manage it well.
We should all be millionaires.
Yes.
And I'm putting it down in the Facebook Live chat.
Yes.
As the book.
Yes.
So definitely. So, Ms. Tara, how can we find you?
Yes.
Can you post or share information of how we can contact you, how we can connect, follow you, so we can have, maybe you could be our accountability partner.
Yes.
I heard you mention that you have other platforms where you share tips and advice. So where can we find you?
Yeah, so I'm on all of your favorite social media platforms, so you can just choose one. So I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Not really on Twitter. And we all know why. But yeah, on those platforms. And so message me, DM me. I'm also, my website is at Your Pretty Pennies. Get on my email list. I'm constantly sending out information and inspiration just to help you manage your money. Give reminders like, hey sis, time to create that budget this month. Give out those, little reminders and nudges that we all need in community. And then also on my website, you will see that I have a budgeting bundle box that I just created that just helps you create a whole little ritual and routine around budgeting. So it includes sticky notes, it includes your pen, it includes a financial planner, it includes a candle to light, it includes, just everything that you need, affirmation cards, it includes a journal notebook. And so I had a lot of fun creating that. That is my latest project that I put out. And it's only a few of them available left. So that is about me. But yeah, yourprettypennies.com. And if you have a specific question,
it on the screen. If
okay.
y'all check out on your screen,
yes.
I just shared
yes.
her email information and also her email and website.
Yes.
So you click on the link to the website, you find all her information. She has different tips and different things that she just shared about the bundle box and affirmation journal where you can go and purchase. And so we are excited. I'm very grateful that you were able to fit us into your very busy schedule. Hopefully people can go back and watch back on Facebook Live, or we'll have it set up to where they can go back, look at the slides, and get those tips and jot them down if they haven't done so already. So definitely take advantage, because we going in 2023 debt-free.
Amen.
That's our affirmation. We going in 2023 debt-free.
I receive
Before we
it.
wrap up, for my viewers, I just posted